Hi, good morning, all of you. So, in the previous class, we discussed about the Ampere's law and how to apply the Ampere's law in case of a cylindrical solid conductor and a hollow conductor, and we derived the magnetic field inside the cylindrical conductor, inside the cylindrical hollow conductor, and inside the solid conductor also. So, inside the hollow conductor, it is similar to that of our spherical shell, which is 0. And inside the solid conductor some magnetic field will be there, which depends on the distance of the point from that axis, so which is directly proportional to the distance. And so then we derived that derivation in case of a case like where the J value is current density is constant, right? And so now let us see if the current density is variable. So let us write a problem based on that, and let us see that how to solve such a problems there. So the current density in a cylindrical conductor, the current density in a cylindrical conductor varies linearly, in a cylindrical conductor is directly proportional to, mention that directly proportional to distance of the point from the axis, you may mention in brackets smaller. If I naught is the total current, flowing in a cylindrical conductor of radius r, I naught is the total current flowing in a cylindrical conductor of radius r, then find the magnetic induction for a point P or for a point r less than r, that means inside, and for point r greater than r, that means inside and outside we need to find simply. You can write that simply like that. So that is a given case here, and that relation is actually not given for us, so we need to take some relation here. So sometimes I may give some expression for that J, and then you need to take that J expression there to find that current enclosed. So that means now here first I am doing that current calculation here. Suppose if you want to solve for this case here, so let's suppose A, this case here, and this case is B. Now we are solving that first case here. So that first case means now we need to take some Amperian loop here. So this Amperian loop if you are taking at a distance of r from this. So then this is a long conductor. I am showing only the cross section here. You need to remember this. This is a long conductor and I am showing there only cross section. And so now here as the current density is variable, so I am taking a small element like this. And this is r and this is dr here. And so first I am going to write this current enclosed by this Amperian loop here. So for that what I can consider here is let J is equal to, J means our current density. So let current density J is equal to some K into R. Proportionality is given there, so that K is on some proportionality constant I am assuming here. And so now here for this case what we can write here is now this current what we can write is, so di by dA is equal to K into R you can write. So di is equal to K into R into dA, and so then you can take integration here. So this is di is equal to K into R into, for the small element I am writing this area here 2 pi r dr. And now if you are writing from 0 to I enclosed here, or let us to find that K value, first I am writing this total current I am taking here. Total current is given as I naught here. So because here we are introducing that K value that is not mentioned in the problem. So we need to eliminate that K value here. So then this value I can take it as from 0 to R. The total current flowing in that cross section we are calculating there. Therefore this I naught is equal to K into 2 pi, and here actually R square you will get, so R cube by 3. So this is, we can take this as one equation here. So when it is required, we can substitute that, right? And so next I am going to calculate current enclosed in a cross section of radius R. So that means ampere in loop, this itself I am taking it as an ampere in loop here. So then current enclosed by this ampere in loop we need to consider. Suppose this is I in I am taking here. That means throughout this cross section, total cross section from 0 to R, suppose that I in is a current flowing through that. So when I in is the current flowing through that, then you can calculate this value as I in is equal to integral of K into R into 2 pi R dr. I am taking directly this equation here, 0 to R. So only now we need to take from 0 to R. That gives the current enclosed in a circle of from 0 to R cross section you will get here. So then therefore we can write this expression as In is equal to, so this is K into 2 pi into, again you will get R square here, so it will be small r cube by capital R. So this first calculation, why we are doing this means in order to eliminate that K value in the final equations there, because K is not mentioned in the problem. So for that we are doing this calculation here. So now that K value we can eliminate with the help of this equation here. Let's simply you can substitute that K into 2 pi by 3 value you can substitute from this. So I can write this expression as, therefore this In is equal to, and this value, sorry, this is 3. So then this value you can write this expression as I naught by R cube. So this is I naught into small r cube by capital R cube you can write here. Just we are using this equation 1. So from equation 1 I am eliminating 2 pi by 3 value from this equation. So you will get like I naught by R cube you will get. So now this is our I in value. Now let us apply this ampere in loop here. Ampere's law. So by this Ampere's law, integral of B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught times that I in. So right, because I am calculating first for this case here. So then current enclosed there I am taking it as I in. And so then this equation you can write this as B into dl into cos 0. So this calculation is, as I said, it is same here. So if only one conductor is there, then you can take this integration here. If suppose I am taking this current is flowing out here, the current is flowing out of this tube, let us out of this cylindrical conductor, let us consider here. So then here you may consider this dB bar, and then this, that means B bar and DL bar will be along the same direction you will get here. Suppose if you are taking a small element here, so the magnetic field will be in the same direction at this point, and DL bar will also be in the same direction you can consider. DL bar means, I said in the last class, DL bar is of length of the path around which we are applying this. That means actually our diagram will be there like this here. It's a cylindrical. I am showing here the cross section only. I am showing here the cross section. The actual diagram will be there like this. So we are taking this ampere and loop like this. So this will be the situation here. This In is nothing but this value what we are writing here. This is our R. So this is the element what we are taking, small element what we are taking there. So actual diagram is like this. This cross section just I am showing there. And so then this value you can write this as I naught by R cube, I naught into R cube by capital R cube you can write. And so then this value you can write this as integral of 2 pi R you can write. That means integral of DL is nothing but you can write this as 2 pi R, so which is equal to mu naught into R cube by R capital R cube you can write. Therefore this B is equal to mu naught into I naught by 2 pi R cube into R square you can write, right? So that is our simple equation here. When J is constant, we got like it is proportional to R, we got there. When J is proportional to R, then we are getting this B value is proportional to R square you will get, right? So that is when you are taking a point outside. So now we are inside. When let us take for the point outside here, then for outside you can apply it easily, because we know that already current enclosed we know here I naught is given. So then you can apply that value, that Ampere's law directly, and you can solve that easily. And so now the let us see this for this outside point I am taking here. So for outside, so let us take this Amperian loop here. Suppose if you want to find this Amperian loop like this, that means this Amperian loop we are taking here, this is our R value. And now this total current is enclosed is nothing but this I naught only. I naught is the total current flowing outside, flowing along this axis. Now we are doing this calculation for R greater than R. So then let us write by Ampere's law. So by this Ampere's law, what we can write is integral of B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught into I in current enclosed there. So we are applying that formula for this case here. So again that is same here, the magnetic field will be there like this. Let us take the dl bar is also into the plane here. So B bar is into the plane and dl bar is also into the plane here. Both are in the same direction. So that this value is B into dl into cos 0. So this is mu naught into I naught. Now the total current enclosed is nothing but the total current here, right? And so that B into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught into I naught. So then this is mu naught into I naught by 2 pi r outside. So the important conclusion from this is, even though current density is variable, if I naught is the total current, then magnetic field outside is same as that of even for the constant current distribution also. If I naught is the constant current flowing in another cylindrical conductor, then in that case also the magnetic field you will get the same expression here. Even though I naught is constant, I am saying that current distribution is constant, uniform, then in that case also the magnetic field due to such a current outside that conductor is nothing but mu naught I by 2 pi r only will get. Even in the current distribution is variable also, for external points you will get the same expression there. But internal point it will be different there. For internal point the values will depend on that how that current is, whether it is uniform or non-uniform, it depends on that factor there. Is it clear? So this is the way of calculating this in case of variable current density. So that means the DI calculation is important there. That means we are taking that DI element as DI is equal to that J into dA we are writing and we are integrating actually. Whatever the J expression is given, that J expression we need to substitute here. That is the procedure to calculate that, right? And so next let us consider this. In this they will give like superposing cylinders here. So next let us write that case there. So while finding that superposing cylinders, I am going to derive an expression for this magnetic field inside the cavities. So these cavities problems are very important in this, and these problems are similar to that what we discussed in electrostatics and what we discussed in gravitation. We discussed in electrostatics also completed. Now in this magnetism also you will get such a problems here. So this is magnetic field inside a cylindrical cavity. So that means now we are taking the cylindrical cavity here. This is a long cylindrical tube we are assuming here, and now there is some cylindrical cavity in this cylinder. So this is our, you may consider this is some R, or let us take this as some A here, and this is the radius of this one is I am taking it as some B here, right? This is the cavity here. So that means this one is some cavity. Cavity means, that means empty space will be there. That cavity is also in the form of the cylinder. That is the thing what we are taking here. Now I will represent that cross section view also there, so that you will get more clarity here. So the cross section view I am drawing here. So I will draw some big diagram. We need to consider some triangles inside this. So the cross section view, we can write this as so this is our center of this cylinder, and here you may consider some cavity here. This is a cavity, and this is the center of the cavity. Let us consider here. This I am taking as C1 and this is C2. So this is our radius A I am assuming here, and radius of this one is B, and this distance let us take it as C. That C1 C2 distance I am taking it as C. Is it clear? So that means this is the cavity what we are assuming here. And so now for this we can easily solve this as the magnetic field. Now due to this we need to calculate here. The magnetic field due to this we need to calculate at a distance of say R from this. So inside this cavity first we are going to calculate here the magnetic field inside the cavity, and after that you can calculate that outside also. So that means now in that case what we can solve this is, we discussed already this type of method in gravitation topic, or we also discussed this type of method in electrostatics also. That means simply what I am taking is, this is totally I am considering it as a combination of, this is no cavity here. So this is the cavity. So that means now I am taking it as a combination of or superposition of one complete solid cylinder here having some current density, or let us take this current density here is into the plane, right? In this complete solid cylinder, this I am taking it as the complete solid cylinder with this current density, and then it is having some cavity. We need to assume that it is having some opposite current density here. That means what I can mention here is, if this is some cylinder here, plus instead of the cylinder cavity we are assuming here. So this totally, this cylinder is assumed to be having some current density, suppose say into the plane, then this is assumed to be having the same current density out of the plane. So then if you are combining these two, then you can write this as, in this cavity only this magnetic field will be there, that means current will be there into the plane in this region here, here nothing will be there, that will become 0. That means if you are assuming the cylinder is placed here in place of this cavity here, that is the assumption. That means here this current is, now we are taking this is a solid without cavity here, no cavity is there in this complete solid cylinder we are assuming here, totally having that current density J. Now we are taking this cylinder, this another cylinder here, which is we are going to replace that cavity here. Cavity actually we are taking like this, having another solid cylinder, but having current density opposite to this original cylinder. If you are assuming that this cavity is placed, this cylinder is placed exactly here, then we are discussing in terms of the current densities only. Current density will become, net current density will become 0, not the material. Don't think about the material. How we are placing this solid cylinder here. We are not talking about the material here. We are discussing only about the current density, current distribution we are talking here. So that means here already it is having some current density in this region, which we are going to replace here. In this region already we are having some current density into the plane. Now I am assuming that this cylinder is placed here, so that one current density is into the plane and other current density, same current density is out of the plane, so that net current density in that region will become 0. So that it is appears to be cavity like this. So cavity in the sense here, our actual meaning is, it is not no current is flowing in that region here. So no current is flowing in this region. The meaning of this one is like that. So no current is flowing in the sense, then we can assume like this. We can assume it as a combination of like this. Got it? So that means now the magnetic field, suppose if you are calculating magnetic field at the point P, if you are calculating the magnetic field at a point P inside this cavity, suppose this is the point P I am taking here. So one point I am taking like this magnetic field. Suppose say this is R1 bar, and this is another vector I am taking here. This is R2 bar. Let us consider here. This is our R2 bar, right? So then at the point P we are going to calculate here. So just to describe this case here, consider a cylinder, consider a long cylindrical conductor. Consider a long cylindrical conductor of radius R. Consider a long cylindrical conductor of radius R. Sorry, radius A. Sorry, radius A. Assume it contains a cylindrical cavity. Assume that it contains a cylindrical cavity of radius b, such that the axis of cylinder and axis of cavity are separated by assume that the axis of cylinder and axis of cavity are parallel to each other, and separation between them is c. The separation between them is c. If I is a current flowing through this arrangement, so that means here about this I only we need to read that information clearly here. So first let us derive this expression in terms of the J, and after that I will explain in terms of this I, right? So let us take that as let J be the current density through the cylinder. Let J be the, instead of this I am saying now first in terms of the J. Later I will explain how to replace that with the I. So now let J be the current density through the cylinder. The magnetic field due to this cylinder, at any point P inside the cavity, can be calculated as follows, right? So I am taking, what I am saying here is the net magnetic field can be written as the magnetic field due to the solid cylinder plus the magnetic field due to this cavity. Due to this cavity means we are assuming that it is carrying some opposite current density there. Solid without any cavity we are taking, and this is the assumption, this is the procedure what I am saying there. Is it clear? And so now here we need to use our magnetic field inside the cavity, inside the cylinder formula. Inside, because our point P is, now this is the point P here. Is it clear? Now here the current density we are taking it as J outside, J out of the plane, and here this is having some inside the plane we are assuming there. And so now solid means then magnetic field due to this solid cylinder we need to write. We need to assume this as without cavity solid cylinder is there. Then magnetic field at the point P we need to write. This point P is at a distance of R1 from this. So that I can write this as the magnetic field at that point as mu naught by 2 into J bar cross R1 bar I can write. Is it clear? The magnetic field inside, in the last class we derived that the magnetic field inside that cylinder we can write this as mu naught by 2 into J bar cross R bar you can write. So that we derived already. And so now in terms of that I am writing here. For cavity problems it is very easy if you are writing in terms of this J bar. I said already in the last class. So when I am writing that expression. So for cavity problems, the problem will be very easy if you are writing that equation in terms of the current densities, right? And then next, plus, now the magnetic field due to this cavity we need to write here. So in that cavity, this J bar we need to take it as minus J bar. Why? Because we are assuming that the cavity is carrying current density in opposite direction. If you are taking into the plane as positive, then out of the plane will be negative. So that I am taking it as minus J bar. Now same formula we are applying here, because the point P also lies inside the cavity only. Now only this cavity we are taking it as one solid cylinder. This is a solid cylinder carrying some current density out of the plane. And so now this point is also lying inside the cylinder here. So for that cylinder again we are applying that formula, but according to our sign convention that J will become a negative there, because into the plane we are taking as positive, so automatically then out of the plane will be negative. So now let us write this. So I can take this as mu naught by 2 into, so I will rub this formula here. So mu naught by 2 into J bar cross, So now here we are taking that j bar common here. Then r1 bar minus r2 bar you can write. Is it clear? R1 bar minus R2 bar I am getting there. Just I am writing this mu naught by 2 into j bar I am taking common, so that you will get this expression here. Now we need to simplify that equation there. So that equation we can simplify it as, so just we can use this triangle here. These derivations we already did in case of a spherical cavity. In case of electrostatics or gravitation, we did this derivation for the similar derivation for the spherical cavities. You can once revise that and you will get more clarity about that. Now we are deriving simply for the cylindrical cavities, but everything, that approach will be same. There also we assumed in a similar way, so that approach is same here. And so then this value, now we can write this as, just I am taking this from triangle C1 C2P. Let us take this triangle here, C1 C2P. Just let us apply this triangle law. So the triangle law I can write this as R1 bar is equal to R2 bar plus C1 C2 bar you can write. This is our triangle law. C1 C2 bar means now along this direction you will get. That means these two vectors are now in same direction, then R1 bar is in opposite direction. Alright. And so from this what you can write here is R1 bar minus R2 bar is equal to C1 C2 bar you can write. So this R1 bar and R2 bar, R1 bar minus R2 bar you can replace with that. Therefore this net magnetic field here is mu naught by 2 into j bar cross C1 C2 bar you can write. Right? So that is our replacement of that R1 bar and R2 bar. This value C1 bar and C2 bar you can write, you can replace that as some C. So that means I am taking that as some C here. So simply you can write this as j bar cross C bar you can write. Right? And so now its magnitude if you want to write, so its magnitude you can write this as, now this is in vector form here. In vector form we are expressing like this. Now if you want to write it, it's in magnitude, then its magnitude you can write this expression as B net is equal to mu naught by 2 into J into C we can write. Just the product of J and C, because the angle between them is 90 degrees. J and C angle is 90 degrees. J bar is perpendicular to the plane or into the plane, and C bar is lying in the plane. So those two vectors are like this. J is into the plane and this one is like this. And then next about this direction also it is important here. So then it is the B bar is in the direction of J bar cross C bar. So J bar cross C bar means J bar we are taking into the plane here. So into the plane J bar cross C bar means then you will get like this, right, in downward direction. So in downward direction means then here the magnetic field will be uniform. So that means now we can observe that. So actually we are calculating at the point P, right? At the point P means now it is at a distance of R1 from this C1 and R2 from this C2 we are assuming that. But we are not getting that R1 and R2 values in that final expression. So which indicates that the magnetic field inside the cavity is constant. At any point inside the cavity is constant there. It does not depend on the distance of that point from the axis of this C1, that means from the axis of the cylinder or from the axis of the cavity. It does not depend on those R1 and R2 values. It only depends on distance between the two axes of the cylinder and axis of the cavity there. So finally mention that. So finally mention about that there. Therefore, the magnetic field inside the cavity, depends on distance between center of the cavity, distance between axis of the cavity and axis of the cylinder. Distance between axis of the cavity and axis of the cylinder. But it does not depends on distance of the point from the axis of cylinder or from the axis of cavity, So like this, for this case, when J bar is into the plane, then B bar direction you will get like this. Therefore, magnetic field inside the cavity is uniform. So that means uniform magnetic field will be there inside the cavity there, whose magnitude is given by that expression where J is the current density there. So now the current density final substitution only is different for different cases. Different cases in the sense, sometimes they may give this I value or I value before making that cavity, or sometimes they will give that I value after making that cavity there. Then the current density is different there. Like suppose if I value is given before making that cavity, then that current density is defined as I by pi a square. Because this I is current distributed throughout this cavity there, that means throughout this cylinder before making that cavity. If I is the current, flowing through the after making that cavity, then this J value is defined by I by pi into a square minus b square we need to write. Because now this area is cavity already, so that value we need to subtract that area we need to remove that. So that means that I am subtracting here, pi b square I am subtracting there. So then this will be the current density there. That means finally when you are writing in terms of this current density, current value, so we need to replace this J values like this. So that is important there. You need to read the question carefully. Before making the cavity, pi is given, then you will get simply like this. I by pi a square you can write. If it is after making that in the remaining cavity, that means cylinder with the cavity is already there. Now in that if I is the current is flowing, then we need to replace like this, right? And even this is the point, this is the case what we are solving for the internal points. Even if you want to calculate the magnetic field with the cavity outside, we need to approach in a similar way. That means if you are calculating for a point outside here, the final expressions may be different. What I am saying is this approach will be same. So that means the magnetic field at this point outside is again the combination of magnetic field due to this complete cylinder without cavity, the first one, for external point. For this point you need to write. Then you can apply mu naught I by 2 pi small r formula, outside formula. Then similarly the minus the magnetic field due to this cavity we can write here. So that means magnetic field due to this cavity having some current, right? So like that you can solve, or you can subtract the magnetic field due to this cavity here. Like that also you can take. Already if you are taking this negative sign here, then that indicates that we are subtracting the magnetic field due to that cavity. So like that also you can solve there. We are assuming the current is flowing in opposite direction. So then when you are taking this opposite direction, then opposite field we need to substitute there. Minus sign we need to write there. So like that also you can solve that. Outside also we need to solve in a similar way. So for external point, we need to write magnetic field due to the solid conductor plus magnetic field due to cavity having current density in opposite direction, opposite to that of cylinder we need to assume. So that is our assumption. So then we need to take the in opposite direction, and due to that we need to write that, so that which finally you will get that negative sign between them. So finally we should get this negative sign here between these two terms. So that is an important thing there. And so then that is in case of this. Now I will take a simple problem based on this, and let us calculate the magnetic field at the different points there. So I am taking this a cylindrical cavity like this. It's a long cylinder only. This means in all the cases that length of the cylinder tends to infinite only. Is it clear now? This cylinder is empty here. That means I will draw the cross section view also, so that you will get this clarity about this. So the cross section view will be there like this. That means if you are observing from the top, it appears like this. Suppose say this is radius r, and then cavity radius will be r by 2. So we are removing that part there, right? So now here I'm assuming like current flowing in this is say I. Then we need to calculate some points I'm assuming here. This is the axis of the cavity, let us consider. I'm taking some points here. So I can write this as A, B and C. So magnetic field at those 3 points we need to calculate here, right? So mention that in a cylinder of radius r, in a long cylinder of radius r, there is a long cylindrical cavity. There is a long cylindrical cavity having diameter r as shown. If I is a current flowing through this conductor, then find the magnetic field at the points ABC shown in figure. Right? Is it clear? A is at the axis of the cylinder, original cylinder, B is at the axis of the cavity and C is on the surface, this side, on the side of this cavity there. Right? And so then for A and B you can write it easily. So that means now I am solving in terms of this current density here. So for this, now for complete cylinder you can consider this current density is there like this, and now for this we can assume that current density is there like this, right? So then you can approach that same formula. For this point A you can apply the direct formula also, then for A or B you can apply the direct formula. So let us see how to apply this, and I will derive the basic procedure by using procedure, and I will explain how to apply that formula also, right? So first I am following the procedure there for point A and point B. First I am following the procedure means like the net magnetic field at any point we can write this as net magnetic field due to the cylinder, solid means without any cavity, plus magnetic field due to cavity having this opposite current density we need to consider there. So this is the approach what we are going to write here. And so next here I am going to write in terms of the J here, and finally I will replace that J value. Is it clear? And so now let us write this J value here. So let J be the current density, so which we can write this as I by pi r square minus pi r square by 4. That means pi r by 2 area. This area we need to subtract here because only the current is flowing in the remaining area. And so which I can write this as 4i by 3 pi r square. So this is our J value here, right? And so next time finally we may substitute this. Let us keep this value, and finally I am going to write in terms of the J only. Finally I will replace that J with this. Now first I am writing for the point A. So for point A I am writing here. So net magnetic field is, can you say what is the magnetic field due to the solid cylinder for this point A here? For solid cylinder, if you are taking it as a solid cylinder, the magnetic field due to the solid cylinder at point A is, where that A lies for the solid cylinder, it is lying on the axis of that solid cylinder, right? So it is lying on the axis of the solid cylinder means you can take its value as 0. The magnetic field at that point will be 0. So that means first I will write this formula here, due to this solid cylinder plus magnetic field due to this cavity I am writing here. So the magnetic field due to this cavity, solid cylinder, for the point A it is 0, and for the cavity, now for the cavity let us identify where that point lies. So if you are taking cavity as one solid cylinder we are taking here, having some current in opposite direction, so you may consider this current as some I2 I am taking here, where I1 is the current flowing through the solid cylinder, let us consider. So that I2 value you can write this as mu naught I by this J into 4 pi r square by 4 you can write that I2 value. So I am taking this I2 is the current flowing in the solid cylinder. Like you may consider this as I1 is current flowing in this complete solid cylinder of radius r plus this r by 2 radius, I am taking this current as I2. So that if you combine them, this is in opposite direction there. So if you are combining them, then you will get this cylinder with this cavity here. That is again our assumption what we are following here. This we are getting this I value out of the plane you will get here. So this is the assumption what we are taking there, right? That I1 and I2 value. So that I1 and I2 values I can write this as I1 is equal to J into pi r square you can write. I1 because I1 is the current flowing through whole conductor, solid conductor. So that means which you can write this value as 4 by 3. 4 by 3 I you can write here. 4 by 3 I you can write. Now this I2 value I am writing here. I2 means current flowing in this area. So that's value we can write as J into pi r square by 4 you can write. So which you can write this as I by 3, right? Now net current is nothing but you can observe that these two are in opposite directions. When you are combining them, then net current is nothing but I1 minus I2 you need to write. So if we find this I1 minus I2 value, we will get I only, right? So that is our combinations here. That is our assumptions here. Now our point A will lies on the surface of this cavity here. Our point A actually lies here on the surface of this cavity here. So on the surface of cavity means you can write this expression as mu naught I2 by 2 pi r. R is nothing but here radius of that cylinder we need to write, which is r by 2 you can write there. And so now therefore you can substitute this value as this is I am writing representing with the A here, so we can identify that easily. So the magnetic field at point A, now we can write this as mu naught I2 by pi r. So the 2 will be cancelled. Now I2 means you can substitute this value here. So mu naught into this value is I2 value is I by 3. So I by 3 pi r you can write. So this is the magnetic field at that point A here. Magnetic field at this point A. And next here similarly let us calculate at the point B. So for point A here if you want to write by direct method. For point A I am writing the second method. For point A if you want to write our second method, we can use our magnetic field inside the cavity here. Net magnetic field inside the cavity, this is our net magnetic field here. So field inside the cavity is equal to, so magnetic field inside the, that means net magnetic field inside here I will write here mu naught by 2 into J into or C. This is the previous our derivation, right, where C is the distance between axis of this cavity and axis of the cylinder, right? So now directly we can use this formula here. So J into that C value is nothing but R by 2 here. So this is nothing but our C, the distance between those two, axis of the cylinder and axis of the cavity, or you can represent here. This is our C, right? So that C value is nothing but R by 2. So now directly you can apply that formula here. So that you will get this value as mu naught R by 4 into J. Now that J value you can substitute by using this relation here. This is our J value. So which I can write here it as 4I by 3 pi r square. Now simplify that. You will get that magnetic field at that point A as how much? Mu naught I by 3 pi r you will get. So which is exactly same as that of this. So as we know already this formula, you can also apply this formula here. So actually this method is easy for you. So I am explaining the procedure here, the same procedure what we can follow there. So that means now we can also solve like this here. Now similarly you can calculate for the point B also you can calculate there. So for point B means you can write this as, so first method first I am explaining here, the net magnetic field at that point B as, so magnetic field due to this solid plus magnetic field due to this cavity we need to write. So that point P as Now the magnetic field due to this cavity means it is an internal point. So internal point formula I am writing here. Internal point formula is nothing but mu naught I1 by 2 pi r square into small r. Internal point formula, basic formula. Internal point formula is mu naught I by 2 pi r square into small r. So that formula now I am writing here. So that for this solid conductor means it is having that current I1 plus magnetic field due to this cavity conductor we need to write. Magnetic field due to this conductor we need to write. But if you observe it carefully, the B will lies on the axis of the cavity. So for this cavity now it is on the axis here. So on the axis means the magnetic field due to the cylinder on the axis will be 0, right? So that means now here this term will become 0 here. This term will be 0. Therefore this magnetic field you can write this as mu naught I1 by 4 pi r you can write. Now again I1 value you can substitute there. I1 is nothing but 4 by 3 pi. So mu naught by 4 pi r into 4I by 3. And therefore magnetic field at that point B will be again mu naught I by 3 pi r you will get. So the magnetic field at point A and point B will be same. So that is the magnetic field at that point. And now for this point B also you can solve it in a different in this second method here. Second method, that means for point B also. That means point B also, second method means simply you can say that this point A and point B inside the cavity only, right? So point A and point B lies inside the cavity only. Just A is at the edge of the cavity and B is at the center of this cavity there, right? And so now previously we concluded that magnetic field at any point inside the cavity is constant only. So that is why we are getting this magnetic field at A and magnetic field at point B are same. A and B are lying inside the cavity only. That means point A is here. So this is our point A here and this is our point B here. So point A and point B lying on the same, on the inside of this cavity only. So automatically we will get this magnetic field as same. So that means now here we know magnetic field. That means second method means if you want to write, you can write like this. You can write like this, or directly I am concluding that we know magnetic field inside cavity is uniform. Therefore magnetic field at A is equal to magnetic field at B is equal to mu naught I by 3 pi r you can write here. That means if you want to prove this, we can write the same derivation here. So as we completed already, so I am writing in a similar way. Now for point C also it is clear to you, if A and B are lying inside, and point C also you can consider that point belongs to that inside the cavity again, right? That is on the surface we are taking that surface means again you can consider that point belongs into the surface. So into the cavity there. You can approach by this method, you will get that answer, or directly also by using this you can conclude here. That means for point C also it will be same only. Or you can try by this method here. Magnetic field due to the solid sphere. Magnetic field due to the solid sphere means you will get like mu naught I by 2 pi r formula you will get I1 by 2 pi r, because I1 for this point our point C will be here, and for this also our point C will be here. For both solid sphere and for both solid sphere and cavity, that point is lying on the surface only. So for this also mu naught I1 by 2 pi capital R, and for this mu naught I2 by 2 pi r by 2 you will get, because its radius is r by 2. Surface formula we need to apply, and then simplify that, then you will get that same answer only. Because now those currents are in opposite direction, then when both the terms are not equal to 0, here you will get this negative sign here, because if magnetic field due to this is positive, then magnetic field due to this will be negative. Simply you can consider for point C, if magnetic field due to this current will be out of the plane, that means you will get upwards like this. The magnetic field will be upwards you will get here. And for this you will get this downwards here. If current is flowing into the plane, then this curve lines will be there like this. So magnetic field due to these two will be in opposite direction. So that we need to subtract that. So do that calculation for point C here. Then finally prove this. It is we are getting the same value. So directly by using this concept we can say here. Directly if you remember this concept, magnetic field at any point inside the cavity will be same only, right? Even previously what I am saying is, even if they are asked outside, the procedure is same. The magnetic field due to the solid conductor and magnetic field due to this cavity we need to write here, and we need to add them vectorically, right? So that is a procedure to solve these cavities here. And in the next class I will explain some more problems based on these cavities here, right? And these cavities are very important models there for advanced point of view. So understand these concepts clearly. Thank you.